Right behind me here is the British High Commission here in South Africa, precisely in Pretoria. This morning, the people of Southern Cameroons are here present to ask the British government for key answers as to the questions pertaining to their independence. As for the past year, the people of Southern Cameroons have been under duress from the government of La République du Cameroon. And this morning, I'll be speaking to some of the activists here to actually tell us what they are demanding from the British government.
As we all know, the British were the colonizers of Southern Cameroon. Southern Cameroon was a trust territory that was given to the British under the UN. And during the period of decolonization, they were given the mandate to completely decolonize Southern Cameroons, but the British left us hanging. It's like carrying us at the middle of the sea and allowing us there to drown. And that is basically what they've done. And we're here today to tell them that what they did to us 56 years ago is coming back to haunt them. We want them to come and complete what they did not do in 1961, decolonize us and give us our independence. We've heard news and information that they did not give us independence because they thought we were not viable to be a state, an independent country. But we want to tell them today that we are ready, that we are a people. We have resources, we have human and natural resources capable of forming a state, and we have a state already. We have a president that has been adopted by Nigeria and sent to Cameroon. We want to let them know that it's all their fault and they have to come and correct it.
We're in front of the British Embassy, as you can see, and so many people are asking why we are today protesting in front of the British Embassy, and clearly it's because the British are and the genesis of all this, with all the atrocities that have happened in Southern Cameroon the past 12 months. The British are right there in the origins in 1961, our independence that never happened. The British were the cause, and they know all these things. But with all the happenings, the British government or the Commonwealth Office, for instance, have not come out strong to even condemn the human rights atrocities that have been caused on the people of Southern Cameroon, or even to call on bodies like the UN to come out strong to protect lives, to protect human rights in the Southern Cameroon. So today we come here to protest, we come here to remind the British of our common history together, dating back to the 1800s when they came to our shores, and the cultures that we shared together. And the British being the head of the Commonwealth, the people who pride themselves with human rights, pride themselves with a gentlemanly way of living, they cannot just sit in silence in the face of all these atrocities that La République du Cameroun is causing us. So we hope that today we will ignite their consciences. We hope that today we will remind them of our shared past, and we will get the British not to only talk, but to act in a way that will protect lives, to act in a way that would preserve dignity to human life.
We are the Southern Cameroonians residing in Pretoria, South Africa, and right now we are at the British High Commission, and our case is simple. We have come to the British High Commission to ask them, because when we go back in history, we'll see that the British were the people who colonized the area Southern Cameroon, known as it is known today. So we have come to ask them that they may go back and recorrect their wrongs. They may go back and rewrite their wrongs, because the wrongs of the past have left more than 8 million people of Southern Cameroon now under immense torture and pain from their African on African colonizer, La République du Cameroun. Because of that, we have so many of our brothers from Southern Cameroon who are residing right now in Nigeria as refugees. The situation is appalling. We have 40,000 of our brothers and sisters right now in Nigeria as refugees, living under difficult circumstances, even also suffering from the fact that they are so scared that they may be abducted back into the country Cameroon, La République du Cameroun. And we are pleading, we are asking on the British High Commission right here in South Africa to play a role in our complete restoration and the decolonization of southern Cameroons by La République du Cameroon.
Today we are standing in front of the British Embassy protesting about the genocide happening in southern Cameroon. We are standing here making our point that southern Cameroon is not for sale. Despite the fact that the genocide is being carried out in southern Cameroon, we are here to tell the British Embassy and the Commonwealth that they must speak out. They must not sit quiet and see a lot of youth dying. Over 500 southern Cameroonians have been killed, but no word has come out from them. We are saying that this is the time we will not sit quiet, and we are pleading, we are appealing to whoever is listening in the British Embassy, in the Commonwealth, that they must speak out. They must stand with the people of southern Cameroon, that southern Cameroonians are not for sale. Despite the fact that our leaders are adopted, we are still standing firm that Buea is our destination, and we will live on and we will fight till we get to Buea.
We are telling Britain, come and complete the job that you left in 1960. Britain is the cause of our problem, so we are calling on to Britain to take responsibility and stop the genocide that is going on our people of southern Cameroon, and let the world know southern Cameroon has never been part of La République. Southern Cameroon has never and will never be part of La République du Cameroon. Here we come again to inform Britain that she neglected Article 22 of the Versailles Treaty. Britain, remember the trusteeship agreement of 13 December 1946, separating the southern Cameroons from La République du Cameroon, and the 1954 British Orders in Council that define the international boundaries. Here we come again to tell the world British Southern Cameroons have never entered into any treaty with La République du Cameroon, yes, to adjust international borders. We are here to tell the British that they must go back and correct that mistake. And we are not going to talk to anyone else apart from the High Commissioner of the British High Commission. If we don't have the High Commissioner here, we will have the second in command to talk to. Because right now, we are a people of Ambazonia. We are a country equal in status like any other country in the world. And therefore, we have to be given that respect. If the British had not made that grave mistake to hand us over to the French and sold us for, we would not be in this position. We will not be standing in front of the British High Commission today to ask for our independence. Therefore, we need the highest authority at the British High Commission to come out and talk to us and receive our memorandum. We need to talk to a country from one country to another. We do not expect us to be treated as though we are not part of this universe. We don't have to be treated as the French, La République du Cameroon has treated us. We are in South Africa, a free country where people live freely, talk freely, and have the freedom to associate. And therefore, as we stand here in front of the High Commission in Pretoria, we need to have the highest authority in that office to come and listen to us. Because we need this information to go straight down to Downing House. We need to go to the Queen because they made this mistake. They know they made a mistake. They did it intentionally, and we need them to come back and correct it. We had countries that voted for us to stand as a people, and yet they decided to ask us to join Nigeria or to join Cameroon. How can you ask an independent people to join another country? Why didn't you give us a choice? Why didn't you give us a choice to choose? Why don't you give us a choice as a people to choose to be independent? You thought we could not stand alone. You thought we could Yes. We have mineral resources.
Yes.
We have human resources.
Yes.
We have doctors.
Yes.
We have engineers.
Yes.
We have lawyers.
Yes.
We have everything you need to be a state.
Yes.
We have a territory.
Yes.
And we have a government.
Yes.
Nigeria has kidnapped our president. Nigeria, in compliance with Cameroon and France, have kidnapped our president, and you know it.
Yes.
The British, you know it.
Yes.
We want you to correct that mistake. Nigeria has kidnapped our president without any treaty with Cameroon and have decided to send them to Cameroon to be killed. Cameroon has the death penalty. Cameroon has the death penalty. Our people have been charged with terrorism. Who are the terrorists?
Cameroon.
Who are the terrorists?
Cameroon.
The people of Cameroon came to our land, they killed our people, they raped our women, they maimed them, and you call us terrorists? We stand every day in front of embassies and we protest peacefully, and you call us terrorists? Our president is a well-recognized IT specialist who is a member and who teaches and who is a dean at the American University, a prestigious university. If he was a terrorist, he would be expelled from that university. And yet, he is kept there because he's a man of honor. He is a man who can stand and defend human rights. He is a man who can stand and talk for the people. He wants justice, he wants equality, and yet you call him a terrorist? And yes, our greatest hero in the world, Nelson Mandela, was called a terrorist. Was he not the president?
He was!
Was he not the president?
He was!
One day, one day, Ayub Tabe shall be the president of the Democratic Republic of Amazonia.
Yes.
One day, we shall sit in Boya, in our parliament, and tell our president what we want. Sisiku Ayub Tabe is our president.
Yes.
He is in jail somewhere. We don't even know if he's alive. Nigeria, with the West, have kidnapped our president and sent to Cameroon. How can you send a person to a country where you know he may be killed? A country that has a death penalty. How can you do that? And terrorists are given death penalties in that country. And the world is silent. Britain, you are silent, and you are the people who put us in this mess.
Yes.
We are here today to tell you to go and clean your mess.
Yes.
We want our president out.
Yes.
We need him out.
Yes.
But let us tell you, and the people of La Republic, and the people of Nigeria, and the rest of the world, that no matter what you do, we are not going to stop.
Yes.
You can arrest our president, you can arrest the vice president, you can arrest the whole cabinet, we shall erect another one.
Yes.
Every one of us here is capable of being the president of Amazonia.
Yes.
So we want to tell Britain today, we want to tell France, we want to tell the international community that this can never be stopped.
Yes.
As one of our leaders, Arthur Miller, said, you can catch the bird, but you cannot catch the song that it sings.
Yes.
You can lock the bird up, but the song shall still remain in the minds of the people.
Yes.
This fight is an ideology.
Yes.
It's an ideology. It is embedded in our memory.
Yes.
Our children know about it.
Yes.
If you kill all of us, our children shall rise and they shall pick up the fight.
Yes.
It is in our DNA. Nothing can stop this fight.
Yes.
South Africans fought for hundreds of years. They didn't fight for 5 years. They didn't fight for 30 years. They fought for so many years. Ambazonians are ready to fight to the end of the world.
Yes.
We shall fight to the last man standing.
Yes.
And we call on the British to stop the carnage that is going on in Cameroon, in Ambazonia right now, because they are a part of that carnage. The genocide is not committed by those who are committing it now. The genocide started when you gave us as a gift to La Republic, to Cameroon and France.
Yes. We come here today to talk to the people of the United Kingdom. The people of the United Kingdom are taking this for a joke. They are taking our ideological fight for a joke. We have lost brothers and sisters. We have lost parents. We have lost friends. We have lost family. But this is not going to end until the day Amazonia is free.
Yes.
We come here today with a message for the British people. We have been a colony of the British. We have been exploited by the British.
And today we come to tell you that according to British laws, we are British protected citizens.
Yes.
The 41,000 of our citizens that are based in Nigeria now as refugees will go to the British Embassy in Nigeria and never leave until the British tell us.
Yes.
Until the British tell us.
Yes.
How did we become independent?
Yes.
The British can take this for a joke. The British can use French proxies. But we are not going to stop this fight. We are not going to stop this fight. Tell your embassy in Nigeria to prepare to receive 41,000 British citizens in Nigeria, and prepare for 5,000 of us in South Africa, and prepare for 15,000 of us in America. Prepare for 200,000 of us across Europe. We are tired of being refugees. We are tired of moving from country to country. We want to go home or we want to go to Britain. The exploitation that you brought to our country, it's about time it ends now. If you care, tell Nigeria to kill our president. We have another one. Tell our president to kill the next one. Another one will come. There is 8 million of us. We all will become presidents of Ambazonia until the day the British make us free. We are refugees today in South Africa because of the British. We are refugees today in South Africa because in 1960, when every country in Africa was receiving their freedom, the British played games with France. We are tired of those games. We are coming to tell the people of Britain that the time for those games is over. The time for those games is over. 10 of us, we are going to stand up. Unless you give us the British nationality, we will never stop. We will never stop. This is the beginning. Ask South Africa how many southern Cameroonians are in South Africa. It's about 5,000 of us. Prepare to keep us in this place. Prepare to keep us in this place. This might be a joke to the British people, but it's not going to end. It's not going to end. If the British want, they should talk to Nigeria to release our leaders. If they don't want, they should prepare to receive us at this very embassy. Because we are British protected persons. The exploitation that you caused in our country between 1916 and 1954, that exploitation must be paid. The reparations that you are paying to Kenya, you will pay to us. This thing is only going to get messy. If you care, you kill us, like Cameroon is doing. We know that those are French, not only French, but British proxies. But this thing is getting messy. We don't have the power, but the justice and freedom that the British people pride themselves from. We come here to tell the world that it's a lie. We come here to tell the world that Britain is lying. Britain is not a country of justice. Britain is not a country of justice. If Britain is a country of justice, let the British tell us how we got our independence. Let the British bring an act of union between the people of Southern Cameroon and the people of Cameroon. Let the British speak up. Let the British speak up or prepare to receive all of us as citizens of Britain. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough.
Ambazonia, oh yeah. Ambazonia, oh yeah. Ambazonia must be free. Ambazonia must be free. We are here to tell the people of Britain. We are here to tell the people of Britain that where is your moral conscience? Britain, where is your moral conscience? A few weeks ago, a grandmother at the age of 95 was burnt alive in her sleep in a town razed down by the terrorist forces of Yaoundé. Britain, you stayed quiet. 2 days ago, a soldier in military gear from La République du Cameroun tied an Ambazonian and cut his throat. Cut his throat, I repeat, with a knife. The pictures, the videos that they took are all over. Britain on the 1st of October, the day you voted as the day of the independence of the Southern Cameroons, we counted 127 of our people dead, excluding those thrown in the ocean and those buried in mass graves. Britain, you still stayed silent. We are here to tell Britain that enough is enough. That enough is enough. Ambazonians own Ambazonia. There are a number of things we will never give up unless we kill all of us to the last man standing. It is the land of Ambazonia. We will never give it up. It is the flag of Ambazonia. We will never give it up. It is a national anthem. We will never give it up. Fellow Ambazonians, on behalf of my president, His Excellency Sisiko Ayoktabi. I want to thank all of you for coming here today. We will free Ambazonia no matter what it takes.
Yes.
Ambazonia must be free no matter what it takes.
Yes.
I call upon you on behalf of the acting government, while our leaders remain kidnapped and held with the conspiracy of Britain, either in Nigeria or Yaoundé or killed, that we will carry on until the last man standing. Amana! 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 I thank you all.
I'm going to read the memo that has been addressed to Honorable Boris Johnson, who is the Secretary of State for Foreign and Commonwealth Affairs in United Kingdom. This memo is to be sent to him through His Excellency Nigel Casey, British High Commissioner to South Africa. I read, Your Excellency, the decolonization question of the Southern Cameroons, Ambazonia, and the prevailing crisis. That is the subject. The decolonization question of the Southern Cameroons, Ambazonia, and the prevailing crisis. It is with great pain that I address this correspondence to you in my capacity as the Ambazonian ambassador to Southern Africa to call your attention to the ongoing massive killings and gross human rights abuses currently happening in the Federal Republic of Ambazonia, former British Southern Cameroon. The conspicuous silence of the UK government in the face of the irretrievable breakdown of the union between La République du Cameroon and the Southern Cameroons Ambazonia raises concerns as to whether there is no practical measure the UK government can take to put an end to the repressive crackdown by the government of Cameroon on the people of Ambazonia, who are legitimately claiming their universally guaranteed right to self-determination and equal existence. We cannot be unmindful of the historical role of the UK government as the principal architect of the incomplete and compromised decolonization of her former UN trust territory, the Southern Cameroons, which was unlawfully handed over to La République du Cameroun on 30th of September 1961 in contravention of the UN General Assembly Resolution 1608 of 21 April 1961. That sets the date for the independence of Southern Cameroon as 1st of October 1961. The unceremonious withdrawal of the UK colonial administration from the Southern Cameroon in 1961 without due process of the law informally terminating the trusteeship in accordance with the provisions of the trusteeship agreement entered into by your government on the 13th of December 1946 and other UN instruments on decolonization created the opportunity for the Amadou Ahidjo government of La République du Cameroun, in complicity with the UN colonial administration, to annex the Southern Cameroons, which has remained under military occupation ever since. Your Excellency, I would like to draw your attention to the several representations that the people of Ambazonia, former British Southern Cameroons, have made in an attempt to cause the UK government to intervene and bring the government of La République du Cameroun to seek a lasting solution to the crisis. Several governments around the world, as well as international organizations, including the United Nations and the African Union, have repeatedly called on the government of La République du Cameroun to stop its brutality and initiate constructive dialogue to address the root causes of the problem. This notwithstanding, the response of the government of La République du Cameroun has been continuously repression and intimidation. To make matters worse, President Biya declared war on the people of Ambazonia on 10th of November 2017 and proceeded, in complicity with Nigeria, to abduct members of the interim government of Ambazonia, including the President Sisiko Ayoktabi in Abuja, whose whereabouts to this day is unknown. Surprisingly, the UK government has remained indifferent, with an aloof response that she is monitoring the situation, which since October 2016 is increasingly degenerating into Rwanda-type genocide. Without any means of protection, the civilian population is beginning to resort to the means at their disposal to try and defend themselves against the brutality exerted by the government of La République du Cameroon. With no solution in sight in the near future, the situation is likely to degenerate into a full-scale armed conflict. It gives us reason to worry for how long the UK government intends to monitor the situation in the southern Cameroon's Ambazonia. What has happened to preventive diplomacy, which we are sure, if taken seriously, would have rescued the situation from getting to this stage? Your Excellency, the people of Ambazonia remain hopeful that in spite of the intransigence of the government of La République du Cameroon relating to the southern Cameroon's question, which has caused the crisis to escalate to its present dimensions, a lasting solution can still be found. We also trust that as one of the principal architects of the political composition of the Cameroon, the UK government has a major role to play in resolving the problem. In this regard, we solicit the intervention of the UK government to 1. Mount pressure on the government of La République to immediately and unconditionally release all our leaders and freedom fighters, including members of the Ambazonia interim government and other asylum seekers that were abducted in Abuja, in Nigeria, and unlawfully deported and are currently being held incommunicado in Yaoundé. 2. Call on the government of La République du Cameroon to withdraw its forces of occupation and colonial administrators from the territory of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia, Southern Cameroon. 3. Create the opportunity for constructive dialogue in the presence of credible third parties, including the UK, the United Nations, and the African Union, amongst others. 4. Diplomatic recognition of Southern Cameroon's Ambazonia as an independent state. 5. And not the least, a seat at the United Nations. While looking forward to a fruitful collaboration in this regard, accept, Your Excellency, the assurances of my highest consideration. Signed, yours truly, Jesse Itami, Ambassador of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia, South Africa, and other Saudi countries. Thank you very much. Comrades, that is a memo that we have addressed to the British government, and now I'm going to have to cross over to hand over the memo to their representative as requested by them. So if you can just bear with me while I cross over to hand this memo to them. Thank you.
Amazonia rising, rising, rising. Amazonia rising to follow more. Amazonia rising to follow more. Amazonia rising, rising, rising. Amazonia rising to follow more. Amazonia rising to follow more. Amazonia rising, rising. Amazonia rising to follow more. Amazonia rising, rising, rising. Amazonia rising to follow more.
The British government cannot continue to say that the military
Amazonia rising to follow more. Amazonia rising to follow more.
The British government needs to make a decisive decision.
Amazonia rising to follow more.
Otherwise, we just claim our rights to be British citizens.
We must win this battle, no matter the people.
I don't know if you have a word you want to say to us.
Where shall I see my, oh my, I see silent land, I will never forget.
Thank you very much, Comrade Ben. I think it was a good protest. People always show up each time we need them to show up, and that is the spirit of Ambazonia, to say that we all need to be coming to these places and telling the world exactly what we want them to do, and telling them and letting them know that we are not going to relent. As we arrived here, we were told the High Commissioner was not around, and a diplomatic agent from the High Commission was going to receive our memo. And we were also notified that by 12:30 they'll be closing, so we had to actually rush to give them a memo earlier than the 1 o'clock that had been agreed between themselves, the police and us. As you see behind me is the British High Commission. And if you notice, there is no sign on there that says British High Commission. Not even their flag is flying up high. And we think that that was a deliberate ploy to remove it and to claim that we did not come to the British High Commission. The person who received our memo removed his name tag, refused to give us his name, and also refused to give us his portfolio at the High Commission. And we are saying that it really doesn't matter whether they expose themselves or not. But the dismissive attitude in which we were received tells us that the British government is still trying to hide the crimes it committed during the decolonization process of Southern Cameroon. And we are not going to rest. We will resist. We have decided if the British government doesn't respond soon, we are going to be doing a camp out. Of course, with the authorization of our cabinet, we're going to do a global campaign for a camp out at all British High Commissions. So we do think that their attitude just tells us exactly what we need to do, and we will not relent until we get freedom for all Ambazonians, those alive and those that have fallen in their struggle.
Hail, hail this land of glory, we the Ambazonians pledge our loyalty. Praise the Lord and Savior who granted us our freedom, allegiance to the hero who poured the blood with their blood. Glory to glory, we rise and never to fall. Here in a nation flowing with milk and honey. Glory, glory, glory to the Father for making us a nation and joy forevermore. Ambazonian, land of freedom, you shall live with blessing meeting our needs. And your children shall be like the stars above. The Most High God is the watchman of this nation. Ambazonia, land of freedom, you shall live in plenty meeting our needs. And your children shall be like